Everyone and welcome to another cast. This one gonna be again the Red Viper against Lord Carvirox. This one is gonna be Cybran for Lord Carvirox and Seraphim for the Red Viper, and the map is Standing Stones. I actually never played this map in 1v1, so let's quickly look at the map if there's any declaim. Looks like just few rocks over there in the expansions, also in the main base, and then rocks in the middle. And I don't see any other, maybe around these hills also a bit. Okay, so around these hills some rocks as well, and just few in the back. So now when we know where to reclaim, and the Red Viper knows exactly where to find these stones, so let's go for him. Going second air. Seraphim Bomber is always good, and again there are only 4 maxes at the starting location, and for every other you need to expand a bit further. And looks like yes, just light edge over there, so it can be protected by few PDs, but then you also need to pay attention not to get run by from the top over there. So quite nice map design. I like it when you can go behind the main base. So it's gonna be pretty important to expand and mainly protect these expansions and get some reclaim from the middle, and looks like Carvirox is going exactly for this reclaim. Reclaiming the back rocks first, but Red Viper knows exactly what's going there since he has Cloaked Scout there, and also one blocking this max. I guess I would block this one instead, since this is the direction where the NG will go. So this can delay your opponent for a few seconds until he realizes that there is a scout on it. And it even confused me a few times, even when I know that this scout has this ability, so I just think that NG is bugged a bit. So there's no reason not to go for that. So first NG killed there. And one tank with scout doing the run by, they should be able to kill that max. And maybe if they pay attention, also this mantis should be no problem for the scout and the tank. Okay, we do see some micro, and he could even try to kill the mantis. If he paid attention, he would see there's only 1 unit. So this mantis should not be a problem to be killed and finish off the max. But looks like he's rather going for this expansion, but this PD will be in time. And I haven't seen Bomber yet. Okay, there's first Bomber for Red Viper, and it's going for the bottom expansion. He could pick off this NG, now he's sending the scout, so unless he shows the Bomber he should be okay. But looks like the Inti is too far in the back, even if it was sent right now, so he's gonna get this NG. But Carvirox already has his ACU on the way, so that won't delay him that much, and meanwhile he's raiding the Red Viper's expansion. So far 3 factories against 4 almost, and another 2 land factories planned, 1 air factories. Carvirox has a bit more energy. Let's look at his eco and a bit more mass. He could afford some upgrade right now or more spam, but for upgrading he would need more energy as well. So now it's time to stop air production for now. It looks like the TheRedViper has pretty much the same issue, not enough power to spend all the mass. And I guess this PD could be a bit, bit forward to protect these two from maxes better, but doesn't matter that much since the units can go also around, so he's trying to protect all the maxes at once. And both players didn't build much energy, and now TheRedViper is trying to fix that with 3 NGs. And he will also need to pause air. Looks like much better for Carworks right now. He solved that issue. And some nice raiding from TheRedViper, killing these maxes, and when he kills them he can even use the scalp to block the max and go raid elsewhere with these 4 tanks, or even let the 1 tank in the back when the scout gets reclaimed by NG, so he can immediately deny it again. Because I think there's no radar. Yeah, there's no radar, so if he just keeps 1 tank in the back, there's very high chance that Carworks just won't notice, because he has to manage everything else on the map. So that's one way how to do it. But looks like TheRedViper is not going for that, and also this scout. Well, right now it can't do anything. It needs to wait for the mantis to move elsewhere. Looks like the middle got cleaned by Carworks pretty much, but there are still some rocks left, so it would be better to reclaim them than the trees. So some NG reclaiming around these little hills would be nice. So far it looks like much more units for the Carworks, and he also got A2 land and building hoplites. It's an interesting choice since he will need to micro them. And also he could use stealth with them. Stealth makes these units much more powerful. You need constant scouting if you wanna shoot back. And TheRedViper is going T2 in front. I would say that is a bit dangerous since there is a chance of TML killing that factory easily, or he can be overrun and he would lose his HQ, but he feels safe with that. But there's starting to be quite a lot of units, so he needs to move his ACU there. And it would be also nice to see some artillery over there, so he could just send 5-4 mantis with the artillery, or 2 artilleries to kill the speedy faster, raid this, and then go to the back, because he won't kill the ACU with that most likely, since that's just 4 hoplites. And the ACU can retreat to the speedy or the tanks. Let's see what's the radar coverage. Okay, it's nice, so he chooses to run directly into the PD, and looks like the hoplites are not that bad when killing the PD, so this was killed quite fast. So the next move is not a retreat, he needs to keep attacking and kill also these 2 maxes, and then if needed he can retreat through the top. So now at the bottom TheRedViper has a bit more units, but Lord Carworks has tech advantage, so he can use the range on the hoplites, which is really annoying. And now we're gonna see T2 Seraphim bots on the field as well. And this would be the great time for the TML, because now you can see Carworks is scouting a lot, and when someone is building his HQ so in a forward, you don't even need to build the TML. really much far from your base. Does he have some T2 engine? I don't see any, so can't really tell what's the range on it. Let's see. We can see it. No. But I would definitely go for TML. It's pretty much in every game. I think some people should use it much more. Their hoplites are definitely good in killing T1 PDs. So for now, slight advantage for Calvirox is cleaning up the middle, and he killed one of the expansions, so he's gonna be in mass lead right now. But the TheRedViper is still managing to sneak through some units to kill these mexes again. And he might be able to also do some damage here on the top, but I guess he would need also some artillery to kill these PDs. Meanwhile, these tanks could be going through the top to these two mexes, and those are actually going to T2, so that would be definitely a good target to kill. In air game it looks quite even, I would say. Only interceptors, no one is using bombers right now, but I would expect from TheRedViper to go for some bombers since Calvirox is building hoplites, and you can see 3 bombs from Seraphine will kill the hoplites in one pass, and it's not a problem to get 3 bombers. And if they are grouped like that, you can even kill 3 hoplites in one pass, and that's definitely worth it. And also the mantis are pretty fragile to bombers. So bombers could do quite a lot of damage. Let's see if TheRedViper goes for that. For now he's just defending, regrouping his units, and he took 2 mexes from the middle. And in economy, let's see the number of T2 mexes. So now it's 7 for Calvirox against just 4 for TheRedViper, and I don't see. Okay, he's upgrading another 2. Now he will have to defend at the attack, but he's finally getting a T2 bots over there as well, and if he gets on range, he should be able to kill this forest easily with the T2 bots. Looks like this T2 bot got stuck there in the hill. That happens quite often with these bots. I don't know what they're doing, but it happened to me with these bots. It looks like the TheRedViper wanted to go around, but he needs to defend this. Let's see the radar coverage. Okay, so there's no stealth, I guess. And now comes the bombers. You can see the damage done with 2 bombs. That's like 10 mantis almost killed. And now getting even more bombs off. So two air factories and going for bombers. That's nice against this force. On the top there was some little fight, and Calvirox really retreated since he can't fight these T2 bots with hoplites and mantis. He needs some rhinos. And this bomber is doing even more damage, and from this big force now it looks like just really weak one. There would be a grain bomb. If these 2 bombers drop the bomb right there, there would be like 20 mantis down. And now half of his army is almost dead. This mantis would, I guess it's just one shot from this T2 bots or maybe 2 shots and they're dead if they have solo HP. And TheRedViper got himself a T2 and a gun, and he's gonna go for some Ulu charges. He has enough units to support this push with the ACU, so he won't die to this. And also the Great Bombers. And even more eco right now for Lord Calvirox. So first TMD, but I would say this is really misplaced TMD. And especially just one TMD is not good enough against Cybrans. So where's the T2 NG? So I can check the range. Okay, so if he builds TML right there, he can TML the base, all the mexes at the top. Also, if you're at the bottom for these two in the back, he would need to build it in the middle, and for now it should not be a problem to build it there, since he has this nice group of units with ACU and he should be able to defend it. And he could TML all the mexes. So TML, that's exactly something that this game is missing, and now Corsairs used on the ACU, but 3 Corsairs are not enough that will just scare him away. Also, he still might get some veterancy from overcharging those tanks. And yeah, Calvirox really can't engage with his units since it's mostly hoplites, and look at it how fast they die. Yeah, they had no chance in close combat against these T2 bots. Now we're gonna see an air fight, and that looks like Calvirox has much more air also, but a micro right now. So he is gonna win this fight, and the TheRedViper is gonna need some flag, but I don't think there would be enough Corsairs to kill the ACU, and I wouldn't try going that one by one since there's enough NGs to build anti-air. Also T3 land right now, so flag or T3 AA is not a problem. This attack won't have much success against 4 T1 PDs that are walled off. And for the Corsairs, much better target would be all the power. And especially if you win air like that, and the flag is right now in the front trying to protect the PD, protect the ACU, since that looks like the obvious target, but that's right now the worst target possible. And just 2 Corsairs are enough to take down a T2 PGen in one pass, and then all these PGens that are pretty lined up like that should be able to kill 4 or maybe 5 PGens in one pass with a Corsair. And he has enough protection on the Corsairs, so he could win the game with that right now. There's gonna be another upgrade, and since he has a T2 and gun already, I would say he will go for nano. And T3 land for Calvirox as well, and he's going for T3 max for additional adjacency. If you're upgrading this max to T3, I would next upgrade also these 2 factories to T3 to get the maximum bonus, and I wouldn't use this factory for T1 NGs. That can be, for example, this factory or some of these 2. But I guess he's planning them to upgrade to T3 as well. Now enough Corsairs to kill the power. Let's see if he will go for that, because right now he does not have problems on land. There are some T3 tanks, but he should be able to defend it with bricks. Maybe the problem would be the ACU right now, but ACU with Nano it's really hard to kill with Corsairs unless you have a lot of them. And TheRedViper is also ready for that, has quite a lot of luck with him. So now this can be a little problem for Calvirox, because if he won't stay on range and let TheRedViper overcharge everything, he has pretty much nothing to stop him right now. So if you see gunned ACU like that, you should not waste units like this one by one to lead them against ACU, but regroup in the back and build some PDs. And also I guess he could go gun himself since he has a stealth, so he can do some damage and also kill all the radars, because he has stealth already, so he has some advantage. But if you also kill all the radars, then it's pretty hard to push with gunned ACU, and he just wasted a lot of air over this flag. Let's see at radar coverage. You can see it's not the best. The nearest radar is here in the back, but that's not a problem to kill when you have so many Corsairs.
Commander under attack.
And what keeps him from overcharging is just lack of intel. Yeah, no need to waste Corsairs like this.
Commander under attack.
So if you deny scouts, which you can with that much air, and kill the radars, it's really hard to push. And you can see it's really the only issue. He would have range on those bricks, but he really doesn't see it. So the range on the gun is not that useful at the moment. And right now there's not that many units, just T1 PDs. So if he had intel, he could be already in the base, overcharging these NGs and all the bricks faster. But he's really lacking on intel. Now he's sending scouts directly through, so that will help a lot. Yeah, but he has major problems in the back. He's losing a P-Gen, P2 P-Gen, and he's in danger losing the rest as well. And that is gonna end his push, since only advantage he has right now are the overcharges, and if he loses the overcharges, it's end of this push. And yeah, right now no more overcharges. All the T2 pigeons are down, and also the T1 pigeons are being killed. And that's also you need to plan a bit where to place your T2 power. It looks safe to have it in the main base, but since the main production is this factory T3, it would be much better to have it in between. That would be easier to defend. Looks like Calvirox ran into a corner, and right now it doesn't really look good for TheRedViper. He lost one expansion and all the power, so he needs to rebuild power and he needs to get a T2. But this is also the time when the Corsairs can hit and just finish him off. Kill the rest of the pigeons. Let's see if there are some. Just one Corsair, so now the main concern of Calvirox should not be how to kill this first with the ACU, but how to kill all the power that left. Because TheRedViper lost quite a lot of his power, but not too much to give up, since he had still around 1000 and you can recover from that. And now he's just gonna use his T3 tank since he pushed Calvirox deep in his base to kill all the expansions, and he's spreading them nicely. Maybe one option was to try to kill his ACU since it was in a corner, but since there's T2 air for Calvirox, it should not be a problem to get a T2 transport and run with the ACU away. As you can see, the ACU is already recovered full health, so he could be using it for overcharging again, but he still has no energy. Yeah, and now the Corsairs are here to kill the T1 pigeons. But I think that should have happened a long time ago. I know, why is he killing T2 max? That's... mass is not an issue. He needs to target all the pigeons. He's targeting the wrong things. But he is still ahead, and he also has the advantage of bricks with bigger range. And actually he has much more bricks than there is a siege tank, so the only advantage was the ACU, and that's gone since there are no overcharges anymore. And more factories on T3 and spamming bricks. Now the TheRedViper is trying to attack again, but he can't really use his ACU, there's just too many bricks. It's 13 bricks that can kill him easily when he has no overcharges and no shields. And also, since the TheRedViper has almost no power, actually now he's having just enough power, so he didn't have intel, no radars, so also these bricks are quite powerful against the T3 tanks just by themselves, and if they have no radar it's even better for the bricks. So first T2 pigeon is up, but he will also need some air since Calvirox can afford to spam just bricks, I mean just Corsairs, and do a lot of damage with that, and even one shield might not be enough to stop this. Well, for now Calvirox is afraid to attack with this group of units, but he shouldn't really be since the ACU didn't have any overcharges and he had much more T3 units than the TheRedViper had. But I guess he feels secure when he just takes this reclaim, which is quite huge. So for now just recapturing the expansions. The TheRedViper may be going for another push directly into the Calvirox base, but he will definitely need power for that, and also right now it's getting more dangerous. I think when he didn't succeed with the first push, it won't work anymore since the ACU is full wet, he won't get any more veterancy. And 30k HP is not that much if you compare it to the brick. It's basically like 3 bricks, and you can target fire the ACU and kill it quite fast with that many bricks. I would say if he just keeps pushing, there would be too many bricks to handle for the ACU. And also he needs to be defending the top. There are 4 bricks coming and they might do quite a lot of damage. And also since he has a T2 on the ACU, he could spam 2 factories and just take all this mass that is available and also try to secure this expansion. And now there are even more bricks coming with stealth. Let's see how many. 23 bricks already, that's enough to kill an experimental, and that's more than enough to kill the ACU. Yeah, and TheRedViper has pretty much nothing in the back to stop these 4 bricks. He needs to start sending the T3 units to the back right now. And now if Calveros just attacks the ACU, it's gonna be game over. There's no chance for the ACU to overcharge that many units. He's still getting some nice overcharges, but it won't be enough. You can see the HP is going low really fast and not even all the bricks are shooting, so looks like he keeps him alive. And Calverox is on some upgrade. Let's see. 12. Another T2. I guess this is, yeah, that's laser. That's one way how to end it. Now the bricks are coming to the back of the base and TheRedViper didn't react in time. He's sending units now, but it's too late. I guess these bricks can do quite a lot of damage in the back. Maybe kill all the mexes or just try to kill the power again. Yeah, and TheRedViper needs to retreat. He's sending all the flak to the ACU. So one pigeon down, and I guess the rest. Oh, the brick is got under the shield. It just barely survives, but there might be some corsairs coming soon to finish these pigeons. Okay, just 11 T3 tanks and the ACU that can't overcharge right now. Gains 17 bricks. But it looks like Calverox also does not have too much radar coverage. He could afford the T2 radar in the front. He has enough power for that. He finished laser. I guess he's going for T3 as well, but I guess I wouldn't go for T3 since then you have smaller range. On the laser I would go for gun to have the maximum range and kill everything from distance. But I can understand that he does not need to risk anything. He will be able to win anyway without the laser. A huge mass field for Calverox. Calverox could keep sending out bricks through the top to just split the main army as much as he can, also few from the bottom. and Red Viper against full HP and ACU, but he has some power issues, and that's the worst time to have power issues. Exactly when the Corsairs came. That was really bad timing, and he's losing his power again, and I guess he's gonna lose this Pigeon as well. And he's down to 560 power, and that's just too few to recover, you can see. Right now he needs to stop all the T3 shields, pretty much everything that consumes power, and try to raise the T2 pigeons again. But for that he also needs shields. And Calverox can just keep building Corsairs and sniping them. But I guess he won't do that, since he wants to use his laser ACU for the kill. So I guess I can speed it up a bit. Twenty tanks and no shields, means no energy against 30 bricks. This 4 is enough to kill the ACU, but he's coming. He's gonna do that himself. So it was a very nice push from Red Viper. Unfortunately he didn't have enough intel that he needed to push directly into the base at the beginning. He could have won the game with that. And later on it was nice defense from Calverox, also killing the power was nice, and that pretty much decided the game. Now there's the kill. Well played. Nice game to watch. I hope you also enjoyed it, and see you in another video.